Luthra brothers. Top sources have revealed to Times Now that their passports have been suspended, signaling intensified action as investigations continue. Authorities are leaving no stone unturned in tracking the movement of the brothers amid the ongoing probe. Remember, as the fire was ravaging their nightclub in Goa, the two brothers fled from the country. And in fact, Goa Police has also revealed that late in the night, even as the fire had broken out in the nightclub, the two brothers had booked their tickets and had decided to flee the country. In fact, their tickets had been booked at 1:17 a.m. on the 7th of December, within just hours of the fire taking place. My colleague Rakesh is joining us on the broadcast with the details. Rakesh, in the crackdown, we're told the passports have been suspended. How is this going to aid the investigations? What are the details?
Yes, this can be considered as a big success for the investigating agencies since Goa Police was coordinating with the central agencies like CBI and Interpol. What we have been learning from our sources, highly placed sources, that the passports of both the Luthra duos have been suspended after the intervention of Home Secretary level. This has been processed at ultrasonic speed, and their passports have been suspended for now. That means now the Thailand police, the Royal Thailand Police, have to detain them anytime, and they have to deport them back to Delhi most probably. So this major action is expected to take place maybe in few hours from now. And once they are deported back to Delhi or India, then very soon they will be likely to be arrested by Goa Police and to be brought to Anjuna for further investigation.
Okay, all right, Rakesh, thank you for joining us with those details. In fact, viewers, 25 people lost their lives in the Goa Inferno tragedy, and Times Now will continue to pursue justice for them. We will continue to demand answers from the high and mighty until accountability is fixed. From Goa to Thailand, Times Now is tracking the case closely. In fact, Saurabh Luthra and Gaurav Luthra, the brothers who owned the Goa nightclub where the fire incident happened, fled to Thailand. They applied for anticipatory bail in a court in Delhi, but no immediate relief was granted to them. They have sought to shun the onus for the entire tragedy, contending that they were not running the day-to-day affairs of the nightclub. They argue that the daily operations and compliance issues were handled by the on-ground managers. Regarding their escape to Thailand, just hours after the tragedy struck, the Luthra brothers claimed that their travel was related to professional engagements. Now let's take a quick look at the key arguments that have been cited by Saurabh Luthra in the anticipatory bail. So remember, they had taken to social media to express their profound grief. On the other hand, they had fled from the country, and meanwhile, an anticipatory bail has also been filed. So let's get you the details of what has been mentioned and the contentions that have been mentioned by them. All of this is in the plea in the Delhi court. So the contention going on to say that they traveled to Thailand for a business meeting. So questions being raised on the timing of their exit from India. They said that this exit or the travel from Delhi to Thailand was for a business meeting. That is the claim that has been made in the plea in the court. Then going on to say that the applicant was not in control of the operations at the restaurant. So taking away from the responsibility, saying that Saurabh and his partners actually operate from Delhi, so they don't really handle the on-ground operations or the day-to-day activities of the nightclub, saying that the responsibility does not really lie with them because they're in Delhi, but the on-ground operations are actually led by others. Applicant runs 27 restaurants from Delhi. This is what the plea says in the Delhi High Court, going on to say that the managers look after day-to-day operations, that it is the managers, not the club owners, who actually look at the day-to-day activities. Going on to say the Burj restaurant has the required licenses, so it has all clearances and there were no violations. This is the claim that has been made in the court, going on to say that the property had fire safety equipment which was already involved in the club, so there are no violations. In the plea, it also goes on to say that what happened is actually an accident and there is no criminal intent to it. So these are the details that have been mentioned in the plea to the court in filing the anticipatory bail. It says that was illegally issued a notice by the Passport Authority. Let's get you more breaking updates now coming in as the investigations are continuing into the case. The Luthra brothers have been tracked in Thailand and could surrender to authorities soon. So sources reveal that there is a possibility that the Luthra brothers could surrender. The officials tracing the Luthra brothers have now zeroed in on a resort in Thailand where Saurabh and Gaurav Luthra are believed to be staying. And following the issuance of the Blue Corner notice, crucial information regarding their whereabouts was shared with the Goa Police and the CBI. And with assistance from the Thai authorities, the duo's location has successfully been tracked. So the authorities are now aware of the exact location where the Luthra brothers are. My colleague Kritika is joining us on the broadcast with the details. And Kritika, it looks like it's only a matter of time before either the Luthra brothers surrender or they're arrested.
Well, absolutely. Remember, yesterday also they had moved the Delhi court for an anticipatory bail order wherein they had said that they want to return to the country and in fact face trial as long as they will have the bail granted. So it did appear even yesterday that they are that this plan of fleeing away to Thailand is not going to last for a long while. Now sources are telling us that Thai authorities and Goa Police have been able to successfully trace the Luthra brothers in Thailand. Remember, last that we had heard of their movement was in homestays and resorts in the Kathu district. These are all tourist locations that said that this is why it is a work trip is something that they had also argued in their anticipatory bail hearing yesterday. And on the lines of the same, we are also now hearing that authorities have traced the exact resort as well. They're zeroing down on their location. So surrender could be very likely. This is, of course, a big embarrassment for them, also a big coward move, because remember, just hours after the fire broke out, they were on a flight to Phuket. This is absolutely, in fact, irresponsible also, even as they keep arguing that from Delhi they were running 27 restaurants, 27 food and beverage outlets. The responsibility lies on the Goa establishment, the Goa owners and the managers that also try to blame the performer in their hearing yesterday. So, of course, once they are extradited successfully to India, we'll see more developments. But as far as the current status is concerned, what we are learning is that their location has been traced in Thailand. The resort has also been zeroed down, and we could be expecting an arrest or a surrender very soon.
Okay, all right. In fact, these coward Luthra brothers sought anticipatory bail for 4 weeks, but the Delhi court has refused to grant them interim protection. So let's get you the details of what has been mentioned in this anticipatory bail plea. Let's break it down for you. This is a transit anticipatory bail that was filed by the Luthra brothers in the court. Seeking anticipatory bail for 4 weeks, the Delhi court has refused any immediate interim relief at the moment. The court has, in fact, sought responses from the Goa government, and the argument or the petition that has been made is that we are licensees and not owners, arguing that the operational managers are in custody. They are the ones who manage the day-to-day operations. The matter, remember, has been listed for further hearing. So let's take a look at what could happen. Let's get you more breaking updates now coming in. There's a big lead on the Luthra brothers. Top sources have revealed to Times Now that Luthra brothers could have been hiding in Patong. More details coming in. They're in Thailand, and more details coming in on where they could be. There is a probability that they went to crowded areas within Thailand so as not to be identified. And, these are tourist places, so there will be a lot of tourists. So that was the intent behind booking their tickets to this particular location. So as the investigation continues, my colleague Isha is joining us live on the broadcast. And Isha, what are the details? Where could the Luthra brothers be? Because as of now, indications are coming in that they could surrender.
Pratibha, several details have emerged, but what we have learned from our sources locally here is that they would have tried to blend in with the crowd to show up as inconspicuous as possible, because the lookout for them is underway. So they would have wanted to not be visible. Patong, to tell our viewers, is one of the key tourist areas here in Phuket. That is where a lot of tourists actually stay. And the number of homestays and resorts is also way more in that area. And also, it's important to note that area is also home to other illegal activities as well. So it is definitely a safe haven of sorts for people who are hiding the law or avoiding the law in their nations. But also,
Okay.
what we have been told is that the Goa Police and the CBI are working in tandem to zero down on where the Luthra brothers are. In a few days from now, if the authorities do not hear back, their passport could be impounded.
Okay, all right. Isha, thank you for joining us with all those details. In fact, so the investigations are continuing. They've been zeroed in to be in a location in Thailand. We have more details now coming in. The inside scoop on the Goa Police probe. The Luthra brothers have been booked. Their Thailand tickets were on Make My Trip just minutes after the fire broke out. So the Luthra brothers had booked their flight tickets to Thailand at 1:17 a.m. on the 7th of December. The fire, remember, was reported at 11:39 p.m. on the 6th of December, after which within 2 hours, the booking of the Thailand trip was already made. And this is on the Make My Trip platform. At a time when the Goa Police and the fire department teams were struggling to control the flames and the rescue operations were still going on. So imagine this. They were informed of the blaze at their restaurant. The employees of the restaurant were struggling for life. The rescue operations were ongoing. Lives had been lost already. At a time like this, the owners were actually booking their flight tickets to Thailand. So at about 11:40 p.m. is when the fire broke out. And within 2 hours, the Luthra brothers were already booking their tickets to flee from the country. So, Isha, this is extremely shocking because, the timeline, to put things in perspective, immediately after the fire broke out, even as the rescue operations were underway, the blaze was perhaps not even put out, and the brothers were trying to flee the country.
Pratibha, a shocking detail has emerged, and they were accessing the tickets via the Make My Trip app. So that makes it clear that they were indeed trying to flee the country. In fact, the nightclub was still in flames till the Luthra brothers decided to flee the nation. What we've also been told is that they took an Indigo flight, and ironically, their Indigo flight was exactly on time and brought them to Thailand on time. So that is also something that happened. What we have been told so far is that they knew that there could be some sort of a legal inquiry, and they were actively trying to avoid that, is what we know. And in the courts, they have submitted that we're not absconding. We actually went to Thailand for work. But again, Pratibha, the question is that if you are actually going to Thailand for work, the timing of it is extremely critical and questionable.
Absolutely, and it looks extremely sinister. Even as the blaze was ongoing in Goa, here were the two brothers booking their tickets to flee from the country, to leave to Thailand. Isha, thank you for joining us with all those details. With that, it's time for us to slip into a very short break here. We'll be right back. To stay with us.